The ocean within, unleashing your inner power to transform the world. Welcome to the BlackCEO Podcast. Today, we have the extraordinary privilege of sharing insights from our interview with Mia Desilva, a visionary whose work is not just transforming lives, but fundamentally reshaping our understanding of human potential. Mia's impact on making the world a better place is nothing short of revolutionary, and I'm thrilled to share with you the profound wisdom we gleaned from our conversation. Imagine for a moment that you're standing at the edge of a vast ocean. The waves crash against the shore, a rhythmic pulse that seems to echo the beating of your own heart. As you gaze out at the horizon, you're struck by a profound realization. Just as each drop of water is part of this immense body, you too are part of something greater. This is the essence of what Mia Desilva shared with us, the concept of oneness, a fundamental truth that has the power to revolutionize how we view ourselves and the world around us. Now, I know what you're thinking. Great, another talk about how we're all connected. What's next? Are we going to hold hands and sing Kumbaya? But stick with me, because what Mia shared goes far beyond feel-good platitudes. It's a paradigm shift that could quite literally change everything. When we first sat down with Mia, I expected to hear about success strategies, perhaps some innovative business techniques. What I didn't expect was a conversation that would challenge the very foundation of how I perceive reality. Mia began by asking us a simple yet profound question. What if everything you thought you knew about yourself was just the tip of the iceberg? This question set the tone for an exploration that would take us deep into the realms of human consciousness and potential. Mia shared with us her journey of self-discovery, a path that led her from the bustling corporate world to the quiet corners of ashrams in India, and finally to a place of inner knowing that transcends cultural and societal boundaries. Now, I know what you're thinking. Oh, great, another corporate exec who found themselves in India. But trust me, Mia's story is anything but cliche. In fact, it's downright revolutionary. One of the most striking insights Mia offered was the idea that our individual experiences, no matter how personal they may seem, are all interconnected threads in the grand tapestry of existence. She recounted a story of a chance encounter she had while traveling in a remote village in Southeast Asia. Mia found herself lost, unable to communicate with the locals due to the language barrier. Just as panic was about to set in, an elderly woman approached her with a warm smile and without a word led her to her destination. This simple act of kindness, Mia explained, was a powerful demonstration of our innate connection as human beings. Despite the differences in language, culture, and background, there was an unspoken understanding, a recognition of shared humanity that transcended all barriers. But Mia's insights go beyond just recognizing our interconnectedness. She challenges us to tap into the vast reservoir of power that lies within each of us. We are not just droplets in the ocean, she said, we are the ocean in a droplet. Huh? This profound statement encapsulates a revolutionary way of thinking about our place in the universe. Think about it for a moment. How often do we limit ourselves believing that we are separate, isolated beings struggling against the world? What if, instead, we recognize that we carry within us the same creative force that birthed galaxies and shaped continents? Now, I can almost hear the skeptics among you. Sure, it sounds great in theory, but how does this actually apply to real life? Well, let me tell you about an exercise Mia shared with us that she uses to help people tap into this inner power. She asked them to close their eyes and imagine a time when they felt truly alive, completely in sync with the world around them. For some, it might be a moment of creative inspiration. For others, it could be an instance of deep connection with a loved one or nature. Whatever the scenario, Mia encourages people to really feel that moment, to let it fill their entire being. That feeling, she explained, that sense of aliveness and connection, that's not just a fleeting emotion, it's a glimpse of your true nature, a reminder of the power that resides within you always. But here's where Mia's teachings take an unexpected turn. She doesn't just want us to recognize this power, she wants us to use it to transform our lives and the world around us. And the way to do that's, she argues, is through embracing vulnerability and cultivating genuine connections with others. In a world that often glorifies individualism and self reliance, this might seem counterintuitive. But Mia's experiences have shown her that true strength comes from acknowledging our interdependence. She shared a powerful story about a CEO she once worked with, a man who had built his company from the ground up and prided himself on his self made success. This CEO came to Mia feeling burnt out and disconnected. Despite his material success, he felt something was missing. Through their work together, he came to realize that his relentless pursuit of individual achievement had left him isolated and unfulfilled. It was only when he began to open up to his employees, to share his vulnerabilities and invite their input, that things began to change. The result was transformative. Not only did the CEO find a renewed sense of purpose and connection, but his company flourished in ways he never imagined. Productivity soared, innovation blossomed, and the workplace became a vibrant community rather than just a place to earn a paycheck. This story illustrates a crucial point in Mia's philosophy. Our individual growth and collective progress are inextricably linked. When we tap into our inner power and use it to foster genuine connections, we create a ripple effect that can transform entire communities and organizations. But let's be honest, this isn't always easy. Opening ourselves up to others, acknowledging our vulnerabilities, can feel scary. We might worry about being judged or rejected. Mia acknowledges these fears but encourages us to see them as opportunities for growth rather than obstacles. She shared a personal anecdote about a time when she was giving a presentation to a large audience. Just as she was about to start, she felt a wave of anxiety wash over her. Instead of trying to push it down or hide it, she decided to share how she was feeling with the audience. To her surprise, this moment of vulnerability created an instant connection. The atmosphere in the room shifted from one of formal distance to one of warmth and engagement. Our imperfections, our struggles, these are not weaknesses, Mia emphasized. They're the very things that make us human, that allow us to connect with others on a deeper level. This brings us to another key aspect of Mia's teachings, the power of authenticity. In a world where we're constantly bombarded with curated images of perfection, Mia encourages us to embrace our true selves, flaws and all. She believes that it's through this authenticity that we can tap into our inner power and create meaningful change in the world. But what does this look like in practice? Mia offered several strategies for cultivating authenticity and tapping into our inner power. First, she encourages daily reflection. This doesn't have to be a lengthy meditation session, although that can be beneficial. It can be as simple as taking a few minutes each day to check in with yourself. How are you feeling? What's weighing on your mind? What are you grateful for? This practice of self-awareness helps us stay connected to our inner selves and our true desires. Second, Mia emphasizes the importance of conscious communication. This means not just speaking our truth, but also listening deeply to others. It's about creating spaces where genuine dialogue can occur, where ideas can be shared without fear of judgment. Third, she advocates for what she calls purposeful vulnerability. This doesn't mean oversharing or constantly exposing our weaknesses. Rather, it's about strategically opening up in ways that foster connection and understanding. It could be as simple as admitting when we don't know something or asking for help when we need it. Lastly, Mia stresses the importance of aligning our actions with our values. This alignment, she believes, is where true power lies. When we're living in accordance with our deepest beliefs and desires, we tap into a wellspring of energy and motivation that can fuel remarkable achievements. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. This all sounds great, but how does it apply to the real world? How does it help me deal with my demanding boss, my difficult relationships, or the challenges I face every day? Well, let me share another story that Mia told us, one that illustrates how these principles can be applied in even the most challenging situations. Mia worked with a woman named Sarah, a brilliant scientist who was struggling in her male-dominated field. Sarah felt constantly overlooked and undervalued despite her significant contributions. She was considering leaving her job, feeling that no matter how hard she worked, she would never be truly seen or appreciated. Mia encouraged Sarah to tap into her inner power and to approach her situation from a place of authenticity and connection. Instead of trying to conform to the dominant culture of her workplace, Sarah began to embrace her unique perspective and communication style. She started speaking up more in meetings, not aggressively, but confidently, sharing her ideas and insights. But here's the key. Sarah also made a conscious effort to connect with her colleagues on a more personal level. She took time to listen to their ideas, to understand their perspectives. She shared some of her own struggles and aspirations, creating a space for more authentic interactions. The results were remarkable. Not only did Sarah's colleagues begin to recognize and value her contributions more, but the entire dynamic of the team began to shift. The workplace became more collaborative, more innovative. Sarah's authentic approach had not only transformed her own experience, but had catalyzed positive change throughout the organization. This story illustrates a crucial point. When we tap into our inner power and approach our challenges from a place of authenticity and connection, we don't just change ourselves, we have the potential to transform entire systems. But Mia's insights go even further. She argues that this approach, recognizing our interconnectedness, tapping into our inner power, and fostering authentic connections, is not just a strategy for personal or professional success. It's a paradigm shift that has the potential to address some of the most pressing challenges facing our world today. Think about it. So many of the problems we face, from climate change to social inequality to political polarization, stem from a fundamental disconnection, a disconnection from ourselves, from each other, and from the world around us. What if we could heal that disconnection? What if we could create a world where people recognize their inherent connection to each other and to the planet? Mia shared a vision of such a world where decisions in boardrooms are made not just with profit in mind, but with a deep consideration of their impact on people and the planet. A world where political leaders approach negotiations from a place of shared humanity rather than adversarial positioning. A world where each of us recognize that our individual actions ripple out to affect the whole. This vision might seem utopian, perhaps even naive in the face of the challenges our world currently faces. But Mia argues that it's precisely this kind of bold, transformative thinking that we need right now. The problems we face as a global community are too big, too complex to be solved by old ways of thinking, she said. We need to tap into our collective power to recognize that the solutions we seek lie not outside of us, but within us and between us. As we reflect on Mia's insights, it's clear that her message goes far beyond self-help or personal development. What she's proposing is nothing short of a paradigm shift in how we understand ourselves and our place in the world. It's a call to recognize the extraordinary in the ordinary, to see the infinite potential that lies within each moment and each interaction. So, where do we go from here? How do we take these profound insights and translate them into tangible change in our lives and in the world? Mia suggests starting small. Begin by practicing mindfulness in your daily life. Pay attention to the moments when you feel most alive, most connected. These are glimpses of your true nature, reminders of the power that resides within you. Next, look for opportunities to create genuine connections with others. This might mean having a heartfelt conversation with a colleague, reaching out to a friend you've lost touch with, or even just sharing a smile with a stranger on the street. Remember, every interaction is an opportunity to recognize our shared humanity. Challenge yourself to be more authentic in your interactions. This doesn't mean being brutally honest or sharing every thought that crosses your mind. Rather, it's about aligning your words and actions with your true self. It's about having the courage to show up as who you really are, not who you think others want you to be. And finally, consider how you can use your unique gifts and talents in service of something greater than yourself. This doesn't necessarily mean making grand gestures or dramatic life changes. It could be as simple as bringing more kindness and compassion to your daily interactions or finding small ways to contribute to your community. As we conclude our exploration of Mia Desilva's transformative insights, I want to leave you with a challenge that might just change everything. Imagine for a moment that you truly embrace the idea that you are not just a drop in the ocean, but the ocean in a drop. That within you lies the same creative force that birthed galaxies and shaped continents. How would that change the way you show up in the world? How would it affect the decisions you make, the relationships you form, the impact you have? Uh, Now imagine a world where everyone recognized this truth about themselves and each other. A world where we approached our challenges, personal, professional, global, from a place of connection rather than separation. a world where we tapped into our collective power to create solutions we can't even imagine yet. This isn't just a nice idea, it's a call to action, a call to revolutionize the way we think about ourselves and our place in the world, a call to tap into the vast reservoir of power that lies within each of us and use it to create positive change. Uh, so I challenge you. What will you do today to tap into your inner power and contribute to the greater tapestry of life? How will you use the insights we've explored to create positive change in your life and in the world around you? The power is within you. The connection is all around you. The time to act is now. Remember, you are not just a drop in the ocean, you are the ocean in a drop. Embrace your power. Cultivate authentic connections and let's create a world where everyone can thrive. The choice is yours. The power is yours. What will you do with it? Thank you